Hey everyone, it's officially week 6 and the boxes are exploding. So definitely a nice full box this week. We even got a surprise veggie, this dinosaur kale. So that's kind of exciting. I think both pickup sites, Tuesday and Thursday, are both getting that little bonus. Just a few little quick housekeeping things. Next week, week 7, we will probably start getting corn. For those newbies, when we start to get corn, we're going to get corn every single week for a decent chunk of time. So I would kind of have that on your radar. I did post about that corn husker this past week that I really like if you need to get the corn off the cob, whether you're freezing it or just for your kids or whatever. So I really like this tool. I posted that. I'll post it in the comments of this video tonight, just if you're interested in something like that. Not everyone likes it. Some people just like their chef's knife or whatever you want to do. So everybody's different, but just have that on your radar that corn will be coming next week. What else? Another reminder, just our farmers will be on vacation August 23rd through the 29th, so the CSA kind of pauses. You don't miss out on a week of vegetables. It's just kind of like a nice little pause. I appreciate the pause because I think it gives everyone an opportunity to make sure they're getting through everything in their refrigerator, prevents a little bit of that overload. So just a reminder, no veggie pickup that week in August when our farmers are on vacation. All right, and so yeah, let's get to these veggies. I don't actually have a lot of notes tonight. It's week B. If you're one of the bi-weekly fruit share or other egg share type things, it is week B. New item in the box this week, we've got a couple. But first I just want to talk about these onions. So these are some great white onions. They are not cured. So normally when you get onions from the grocery store and they have that peel on them that's crispy, they have been cured. These guys have not, which means they need to be kept refrigerated. I'm cutting off this. Cut this off this way. These onions need to be kept refrigerated. They cannot be kept in your pantry or by the potatoes and all the stuff like you would normally keep those cured onions. These need to go in your refrigerator and eaten within a decent amount of time. You got a few weeks, they're not going to go bad on you super fast, but they're different than a cured onion. You can eat them raw or cooked, whatever you prefer, but they don't have that flaky skin around them. So I would just rinse them off before you go to use them, chop them up, you peel off that outer kind of thinner peel if you want to and put that in your veggie scrap bag. But these definitely need to go in the refrigerator. The tops can be composted or thrown away or put in that veggie scrap bag. I will leave that up to you. They are also edible. They are loaded with magnesium and minerals. So I would encourage you to use them in veggie broth if you can. But don't feel bad if you've got to compost them. But those are going to go in my veggie scrap bag in the freezer. These onions, I am probably just going to throw in a green bag or even in a Ziploc and put them in the refrigerator. And although they're raw onions and not cured, like I said, you can use them just like you would any other onion. And then featured vegetable of the week this week is this arrowhead cabbage. Arrowhead cabbage can be cooked and used just like any other cabbage. The benefit is that it's a little bit milder and it cooks a little bit faster. But it is good, stores well, just like all the other cabbages. So this guy, even if you've got a lot of loose leaves on here, I would just leave them all on and put them in your veggie drawer. You can put it in a green bag if you want to. Don't necessarily have to. Cabbage stores well for several months. When these leaves, if they do start to get a little bit yellow or go bad, you just peel away those outer leaves and then you cut out the center core part. Great in slaws, great cooked, stir fries, frozen in some soup bags if you wanted to. I'll be posting about those soon. But a lot of different options for cabbage. Our farmer shared this great recipe in the newsletter this week with cabbage steaks, which is super simple way to enjoy the cabbage without a ton of different ingredients. So this is arrowhead cabbage, needs to go in your fridge in that veggie drawer, going to be good for a couple months. And then we've got all this amazing kohlrabi. So kohlrabi, we've had the purple kohlrabi, I think, so far this year. I don't know that we've had green, but you're going to treat it the same way. These greens are absolutely edible and look delicious. So you're going to cut those off. And if you have like some sort of green scrap bag that you're saving to make green cubes, or just where you're throwing all those greens in that you can kind of cook at some point, these can go in there. When you go to use these greens, if you want to, you're just going to cut off this stem and saute or cook the leafy green in things that might call for kale or a Swiss chard. It really reminds me the most of kale, but you could definitely saute that down. I used the most of my kohlrabi greens in like an egg casserole frittata type thing a few weeks ago, and it was super delicious and easy. So that's the kohlrabi greens. This guy here, you're just going to store in your veggie drawer, and when you go to use it, you're going to rinse it off. You're going to chop off the top and the bottom, peel the skin off with your chef's knife, and then you're going to enjoy like that white inner flesh part. You can have it raw or in slaw. You've got a lot of good ingredients for a slaw this week because you've got that arrowhead cabbage. Maybe you've got some carrots left. Maybe you still have some scallions. So you've got some slaw stuff. But you can enjoy this raw, even just sliced with some peanut butter, or you can cook it and roast it, do kohlrabi fries. So there's also some easy ways to enjoy kohlrabi cooked if you want to. All right, so that's kohlrabi. And then parsley this week. Parsley should really just go in a green bag. I would store it dry and dirty, just like we do a lot of the other greens like lettuce and that type of thing. If you wanted to, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use all this parsley, I would dry it. Even if you just dried half of it, and you could do that in your oven on a super low temperature and keep an eye on it, like 175 for a little while. Or you could hang some of it and let it dry for the next week or so until it was super dry, and then you could kind of crumble it into a Ziploc bag and have it dried for the winter. So I'm going to throw this for right now into a green bag. I'm going to store it in my fridge. That's going to be good for several weeks, especially in that green bag. And then broccoli this week. So you've got broccoli. Remember, sometimes broccoli, especially from an organic farm, might have some extra friends or critters in it. So ideally, when you go to wash this, you're going to fill up a bowl with some water, a little bit of salt, and you're going to put the florets in that water, and just anything that might be in there is going to float to the top. In years past, it's like a 50-50 shot if something's in there or not. So I would encourage you to do that. These leaves are also totally edible. This bunch of broccoli that I have actually has a decent amount of greens on it. So I'm just going to quick chop most of those off. And I'm going to throw them in the bag with my kohlrabi greens, because that's how I'm going to use them. Just cook them up with the kohlrabi greens if I end up using them, or I would just save them and use them with green cubes. This broccoli bunch here is going to go in a green bag. Going to be good for about a week. Hopefully you're going to use it kind of first on the list. The longer this broccoli sits in your refrigerator, the more bitter it's going to be. So sooner the better with the broccoli. Like I said, you've got a lot of good stir-fry ingredients this week too. So that broccoli would go great in a stir-fry with that cabbage, that kohlrabi. You could hide a lot of these greens in there, so maybe put that on your to-do list. And then we've got these hickory turnips, which are different than some turnips that people are used to. They actually don't have to be cooked. You're just going to give them a little scrub before you use them. Cut off the tops and the bottoms. Peel them if you want to. You could slice them up and enjoy them raw with a dip. You can also roast them. I had made hummus with some turnips before. Did you hide this little guy in here?
Yeah.
I've got an audience over there. Well, they're too chicken to come over here, so I'm going to put all these turnips in this Fridge Smart container with the rest of these kind of root vegetables that have been lingering in my fridge. So these turnips can be enjoyed raw or roasted. They're a sweet turnip. If your family is new to turnips, I would just suggest roasting them with like potatoes and carrots and maybe another familiar vegetable, or just hide them in something like hummus. And then I've got some beautiful lettuce this week, which I know we're all super excited about because we don't have to buy lettuce from the grocery store. We're kind of like lettuce snobs right now, right? So I, as always, recommend that everyone store their lettuce just dry and dirty in a green bag with a paper towel. You could absolutely cut off the bottom here, rinse it, salad spin it tonight if you wanted to, if you knew that you were going to enjoy it within the next couple days. So once you like get it wet and wash it, you just cut off some storage time, which is fine as long as you know you're going to enjoy it for the next couple days. If you're not sure and you want the extra few days, then you're just going to store it with a paper towel. Alice, grab me that thing of paper towels. You are going to store it with a paper towel in a green bag, and that way you got at least a week. And sometimes now this time of year we don't end up getting lettuce every week. So in the beginning of the year we were getting lettuce every week, and now it kind of slows down a little bit. So now sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of extra time. And then this beautiful kale, which was kind of like a bonus item this week. Again, dry and dirty in a green bag. You're going to rinse it off well when you go to use it. And then when you do go to use it, you're just going to fold it in half and cut off this inner stem. This stem is technically edible, but it's super woodsy and like takes forever to cut down. The texture just isn't great. So I would just go ahead and compost this. And then you can enjoy the kale raw, or you can cook it in a stir fry or soup or stew or skillet meal, whatever it is. We've actually got some great Anderson chicken sausage this week. So if you have the chicken share, like pasta, sausage, skillet meal with kale should be on your to-do list. But yeah, you can cook it, or you can enjoy kale raw. Kale raw, if you can, you should cut out these leaves, put them in a big bowl with just a little bit of salt and some olive oil, and actually massage the kale, and it helps to soften it all up. And it totally is a game changer for like a raw kale salad. So I am going to throw all that in this green bag, then it go in the refrigerator. Then we've got summer squash. So there's always a variety of summer squash. There's this like traditional yellow summer squash, there's zucchini, and there's that patty pan squash that kind of looks like that flying saucer. Most of them can be used interchangeably, especially the patty pan and this yellow squash. If you've got green like zucchini in your fridge and the yellow summer squash, I would definitely use the yellow first. That tends to go bad the fastest. I'm going to throw all this in the green bag and not rinse it off and wash it until I go to use it. If you are overwhelmed with summer squash zucchini, you can always chop it up, freeze it in cubes, and then use those cubes in smoothies over the summertime with fruit, kind of like an ice cube, just to add some extra nutrition and stuff to the smoothie. Or you can also grate your zucchini up and freeze it to use in baked goods over the winter time. So that's kind of an exit strategy for zucchini if you need it. All right, and then fruit share this week and cheese share. I know last week Sylvania didn't get their cheese share just because of the heat and some transportation issues. Super excited though, we've got some Asiago cheese and we've got some raw milk cheddar, which is awesome. So I have both those. Remember, the cheeses you can always put in the freezer if you're overwhelmed and they're kind of building up in your fridge. And then fruit this week, we've got some blackberries, which I am just going to store like this. We're going to use these up in the next couple of days. I'm going to make sure I rinse them well before we eat them. You could rinse them in a little vinegar and water mix and then store them if you wanted to. And then we've got some plums. Plums do have, these are kind of tiny guys. I would store them just as is, rinse them off before you use them. They do have a little pit in there, so you do have to be careful, but these are some delicious plums. And then chicken share. I just wanted to show you guys, I know not everyone maybe it's not as common to do the chicken share. But I am just going to show you guys what was in this chicken share this week. I am super excited. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but now you can actually order like a la carte chicken options on the chicken weeks, even if you don't have a chicken share. So, for example, this week I ordered some extra chicken sausage because that's like one of my favorite go-to things. So I just ordered some extra chicken sausage and picked it up. It's kind of like ClickList, but for your CSA. So every time there's a chicken share pickup, you've got a whole chicken. We've got chicken drums and thighs. All comes totally frozen. You get wings. And then a decent amount of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. So I've got like 4 packages here of chicken breasts. And then my favorite go-to are just like the chicken sausage varieties. So there's always like a patty. And then there's also the links. And this week it is the sweet Italian chicken sausage, which I actually think is like a newer variety. He said we didn't have that last season. So I'm super pumped about that because that will be great for like a sheet pan meal or even a soup or the skillet meal that I mentioned before. So that is it for week 6. So, are you guys going to say hi? Because you guys have been laying on the floor the entire time. This is Alice, and this is Reagan. Alice, what's your all-time favorite fruit?
Peaches.
What's your favorite fruit?
Strawberries.
Strawberries. What's your favorite vegetable?
Broccoli.
Broccoli. What's your
Lettuce.
Lettuce, like in a salad? Okay. All right, so these are 2 future CSA members here. All right, I will see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Wait, you saw